Alright guys, we got another amazing video today. We got Conan O'Brien, who's like the best podcast host, one of the funniest comedians in the world. And we have Lars Ulrich on the show, who's from Metallica, right? So, and he's talking about, this is incredible guys, Moscow in 1991 is a mind frig of a concert to watch. Now that concert, guys, for those who don't know, I reacted to it. It's got 1 million views, okay? Sorry, it's got 1 million fans in the audience, like 1 million fans, which is absolutely insane. Okay, they completely went crazy with that show. That was one of the biggest shows in the world, if not that was the biggest performance in the world, and Metallica got to do it. I think this was around the time when Russia and America had bad blood, which they've always had bad blood, so absolutely even more insane. Hit that subscribe button guys, tell me what you think. Let's go.
Just to speak to the just the incredible endurance of your fan base and how loyal they are, and how it just it grew and grew and grew, and then they've always been with you and they followed you the whole way. I mean, the shows, the number of people that you played to. You played one show in Russia to 1.6 million people, I believe.
Okay, I was wrong, guys. 1.6. Insane.
Even it was a free show, and I think that was a mistake.
Well,
I think,
it was.
You could have cleaned up.
I don't know if the money at that time was worth anything, but it was right in the wake of the perestroika and that transitional
it was a beautiful
stuff.
thing. I mean,
and it was negotiated between, I think it was Gorbachev, maybe Yeltsin was coming into power at the time, and it was negotiated between the students and the people running the uprisings and the demonstrations and the government in that period of transition, that part of what they wanted, the students wanted, was a rock and roll show.
Yeah.
And so AC/DC and Metallica were on tour in Western Europe that whole summer, and 2-3 weeks before the end of the tour, they want you to come to Russia and play. At that time, I mean, this is just a couple of years after Reagan, Bush Sr. was president, and it was still, the evil Russians and all of that stuff. And they're
DMX also played at that concert, guys. DMX, a legendary rapper, R.I.P. He also played at that concert. Crazy.
Gonna, drop nuclear bombs on you next week, and I mean, there was all that crazy
tension,
crazy stuff. So going to Russia was like, holy shit, here we are in the Red Square, here we are running around seeing, the sights and the Kremlin, and then we were there for maybe 3 days and then played that insane show. We weren't really prepared for what that was going to be, but we had the camera crew led by Wayne Isham and his cohorts, and they filmed it. And if you go to YouTube now, it is among the most surreal and extraordinary footage of Metallica ever, because like you're saying, it is awesome. Metallica, and whether it's 1 million people, 1.5 million, who knows what the real number is, but there are tens of thousands of Russian soldiers in uniform that are supposed to be protecting the audience, and they're as into the show and rocking along as all the kids are. There are Sikorsky helicopters flying right over the audience. I don't know if it's a scare tactic or where they're keeping people, whatever it is, but these giant Sikorsky helicopters hovering right over the audience look like people could just reach out and touch them. And it is, it's a real mindfuck of a concert to watch, I guess 30 years later. So if anybody out there listening, check it out on YouTube.
It's on YouTube, guys. I reacted to it. Bro, it's like I'm into rap music, and I like a little bit of rock music as well. And I've seen rock concerts looking pretty dope, and I've seen rap concerts like crazy. I was at probably one of the craziest rap concerts in my country. But when it comes to just levels, guys, this is a different level, guys. Like the biggest rap concerts or rock concerts are like what, 80,000 people, 100,000 people. We're talking about 1.5 million people in one place, guys. It's just, dude, like
really unusual.
To me, it's the power of. And I'm going to want to talk about how I love your origin story is so amazing, and your fans all know it, but I want to make sure my fans know your origin story, because it is absolutely incredible.
I don't know.
But to think that it started out 2 guys finding each other, putting ads in the paper.
Recycler.
Yeah. And you and James Hetfield.
That's right.
And then what happens is you end up getting, you can unify all these people in Russia at a very delicate time. I mean, we could really use that today, obviously, but getting 1.6 million people to come to a concert. And I think a lot of them were chanting around. They know the lyrics, they know the words, they know the syncopation of all the songs, and it's because...
And it was all from bootleg tapes, because there was no record industry in the Eastern Europe at the time.
But the unifying power of that, the unifying power of, any kind of art form, but especially the music of Metallica just worldwide, is a very positive thing.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. I'll tell you another version of that comes to mind. First is we've played down in Abu Dhabi and Dubai a couple, 2-3 times. And great place to come and play, primarily because the fans come in from Iran, they come in from Iraq, they come in from Saudi, they come in from Kuwait, they come in from Lebanon, they come in from Bahrain, they come in from Syria, they come in from all over the Middle East. And you're playing to 30, 40,000 kids. We've done it 2-3 times. And they all bring their flags, their national flags.
That's cool.
And the Iranians and the Iraqis and the Saudis and everybody else are sharing an experience together.
Right.
And in that arena, they all are completely united around the music, and kind of there's a brotherly feeling of all of us in this together, including the band members.
Bro, I love that, guys. There needs to be more unity, is what he's trying to say. That's fire, guys. Like, no war or any bullshit. It's just complete unity, because the culture, the music, what they're representing. This is fire.
And
guys.
then outside of that arena,
Love Metallica.
I don't need to tell you guys, these countries not only don't like each other, but hate each other and fight wars over religion and territory, all the rest of it. So
stupid stuff.
It does speak to the power of music and what the possibilities are in a lot of places in the world. We've played in India, we've played in places.
Shout out to India.
It's like Indonesia, Malaysia.
You played Antarctica, didn't you?
We played Antarctica. Yes, there was, and it was by chance. It was not something that we set down. Well, in 2 years from now, let's check all the 7 continent boxes. It wasn't like that. We were playing somewhere, we were playing somewhere else, we were playing, and then we were 5 or 6 into it, and somebody said, "Well, hang on a second. If we're going to do this, then let's do it." And we got an offer from, I think it was Coca-Cola. They were doing a contest for Latin America, and they invited us to come down and play for contest winners on a Chilean research base in Antarctica. And so we flew down, and we're on talk about bring different nationalities together. We were on a Russian icebreaker on a anchored off a Chilean research base, playing to Argentinian, Chilean, and Brazilian Coca-Cola contest winners in a space that was maybe twice of the room we're in.
Right.
And
we're in a small room. Yeah.
It was a tent that was set up, and on top of that, everybody in the audience had headphones on, like we all do now, because it was silent disco style. Because part of the deal was we couldn't disturb the environment and the penguins and all the incredible wildlife down there. So the only thing you could hear in that tent were the acoustic drums, and James.
So Lars Ulrich is the drummer for Metallica, I believe.
His vocals, but all the amplifiers, everything that was amplified, the guitars, the bass, etc., were all going through these sort of boxes into everybody's headphones. So you put all those elements together, and that was one of the most unique 3 or 4 days ever. And on top of it, the band members and all our wonderful crew and all the contest winners were staying on that icebreaker together. So it was a real communal experience, and we all had our meals together. And if anybody wanted a beverage or post-show drink or whatever, we'd go down the bar.
Right.
And it was the 200 contest winners.
Yeah.
It was one of the best trips we've ever had.
And then one guy asked for a Pepsi, and he was thrown overboard.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he was shot. Thrown out the back. Absolutely legendary, guys. That's so cool to hear. I want to know about Lars Ulrich's story, guys. Even his name, I feel like he's like maybe like Polish or something, or where exactly he's from. I know he's the drummer for Metallica, but I don't know too much about him, guys. I want to hear his come up story. I think a lot of people don't know about his come up story. So he's a Danish musician. Okay, I was gonna say, so he's Danish, guys. Yeah, he has a cool name. He played tennis in his youth and moved to LA at 16 to train professionally. Oh my god. So this guy was a tennis player. What? Bro, oh, come on, bro. So he was a Danish tennis player that just moved to America. Shout out to America, man, for creating people like this. That is just... Bro, that's just unbelievable, guys. That's unbelievable. So, the lead singer is James Hetfield, drummer Lars Ulrich, lead guitarist Kirk Hammett, and bassist Cliff Burton. Oh, man, that's fire, guys. Absolutely. I hope you guys enjoy that. Leave in the comments down below, have you seen that Moscow concert? Insane. I'll see you guys all in the next one. Peace.